What's going on, guys? This is Matt and Greg with Project Unbroken, and today we wanted to talk about relapsing and if you're thinking about, getting back on heroin. I know that Greg and I attempted to quit heroin several times, and we would get maybe a week into it, or that's about as far as we've ever gotten, I think. And then we would be like, all right, we kind of got this under control. Like, let's give it a shot. And I know that some people are even a little bit further removed from heroin. Maybe you're on a maintenance program and you're a couple weeks out or a couple months out from your last time using. A lot of times stressful situations come up, or this false sense of security, like you got it under control. Or maybe even just a feeling of like, hey, you know what? Life for me is better with heroin. What do you think?
I think that if you're thinking about using right now, you gotta stop. Like, stop and think about what's going on, because I've been through this myself. I know Matt's been through this hundreds of times, where I would be good for a week, two, once with Suboxone sometimes, even a couple of days. I'd be like, well, I can control it now. I got this. I just want just one more time. Let me use again, and maybe I'll just do once a week. And really what we're doing is we're tricking ourselves into using again. If you want to quit, you have to draw the line, and it's like not using or using. It's one of the two. You know what I mean? There's nothing in between for using opiates and heroin.
No.
It's either you're using or you're not. And you have to stop telling yourself that, well, I can just do it one more time, or I can just do it this once and then I'll stop again. Because I've told myself that 100 times.
I need it for a job interview.
Right.
I need it for, you'll make rationalizations.
I've been doing really good. I didn't use it for a whole week.
This will actually help me get through today, and then I'll be good. Yeah, there's just so many downsides to relapsing, and again, like Greg said, you have to just remember that it's no longer an option. No matter how that little heroin voice in your head tries to make you feel like it will be okay to use just once today or whatever, it's long term is going to set you back ages.
Yeah. I mean, heroin or opiates, obviously, we both use tons of different opiates, Percocets and Oxys and Roxys and all that type of stuff. I mean, it's the same thing. And again, it goes back to, are you going to use or not? If you really want to quit, you can't keep tricking yourself and telling yourself one more time, or, well, I've been doing good. Well, this will be the last time. All of those are just excuses. I've told myself those excuses 100 times, like I said, and it wasn't until I was finally like, all right, there is no more excuses. I'm done. That's it. Until I finally quit, right? The other thing you got to think is, what are you trading? Like, you're trading feeling good for a couple hours to totally start over again. For those of you especially who've been doing good for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, whatever the case is, oh, I'm just going to use one more time, I'm just going to do it one more time, been doing good. Guess what? You just totally restarted. Because you're likely going to put yourself right back to the beginning. You're likely going to fall right back in that cycle and start using it again every day. I mean, it happened to us countless times.
Well, I mean, that's best case scenario.
Yeah.
So if you're a month away and you use what Greg just explained, what that happens, setting you back, blah, 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 that is the absolute best case scenario of what can happen. What we're seeing now is people aren't waking up.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be your last shot. And it's, there's a lot that goes into it. You build up a tolerance over everyday use after a while. That's, now who knows what they're cutting it with, fentanyl, carfentanil, which you can literally just touch your skin with it, and it'll be enough to have you OD. A lot of the unfortunate stories that we see just in the news, on social media, people that Greg and I know that are dying every single day, a lot of times it's like, shit, he was clean. I thought he was doing well. He was good. He was good for a month.
Yeah, posting on Facebook, they look healthy and all that. But man, thought they were doing good.
It takes one slip up, and it's just, if the cards aren't lined up right, it's your last shot.
Yeah, and I think just like if you're thinking about using, you just gotta think deeper. Like, what are you really doing? Do you really want to quit? Just know that you're tricking yourself, because it's not just one more time. It's not just, you know, I've been doing good. Like, it's not a reward. It's either you're quitting or you're not quitting. And you got to make that kind of like turn that switch on in your head where it's like, I'm done. Like, it is not an option. Like, I'm not going to do it no matter what. And that's the point you have to go to. That's where I had to go to. I mean, there's literally a switch I hit in my head when I went on to methadone. Like, halfway in, I finally started coming off. That I was like, that is it. And I was when my son was on the way. I was like, he's not going to see me live this type of lifestyle. I don't want him to see me going to the methadone clinic. And I'm done. That's it. And I kind of hit that switch, and it was done.
You know, the other thing is there can be tough times on the road to recovery, but you have to remember that those tough times, and when you have to make those tough decisions of, you know, not making that phone call to go pick something up, not hitting the block to try to go find something, and you overcome that, every single time you make the right decision to not use, it gets easier, and you just bank them up. It's like you're putting a brick in your big ass wall, and heroin's going to be on the other side of it. And every time you make a good decision, you're strengthening that wall and strengthening that wall, and it gets easier every time until you're not even it's not even crossing your mind. You're not even thinking about it, because you know you've built up so many of those good decisions, and you have such a strong foundation to live the rest of your life in such a, you know, healthy, positive way, that using once is not going to be worth it. It's just every little decision, and the first couple times that you have to, you know, be tempted with it, or, you know, tempted to make that phone call or whatever, those are the hardest ones. Once you make the right decision enough times, it's just clockwork. It just makes it easier.
Just fuck heroin. Fuck opiates, you know what I mean? Like, fuck that shit. So it's not going to do anything for you. Just, you gotta be like, man, fuck you. Like, just put it down. You're done with it, and you're going to start living in a positive direction. That's the best advice I can give, is it's not going to do anything good for you. You just can't trick yourself.
Yeah, you just got to stay on the path. Keep moving along. You're going to have people, places, triggers, whatever, that are going to, like, kind of whisper in your ear that you should use again. Just, again, fuck them too. Yeah. Just keep your eyes forward, put the blinders on, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, so again, if you're thinking about using, hopefully this helped you. If you have any more questions, let us know. Again, if you're thinking about using, just think. You know, just think about what you're doing. Take a minute. Think about it. Don't just go right to using. You know, really quick story before we end this. I don't know if any of you ever seen Bloodline, but I told you about this. You've never seen it. Mm-hmm. So there's a younger brother who's an alcoholic. My wife's an alcoholic. She's recovered now, where she's like over a year clean. And we're watching this scene. He comes in, and he's been clean for like a month. And he comes in, and he's like out in a stressful situation at work. He comes into like a back area. It's like a closet. And he brings out this bottle of liquor and puts it on the table. And he just stares at it, and he's like, shakes his head no. And all you see is the camera focusing in on the bottle and him walking away. But the camera stayed there, so me and my wife were like, no, don't do it, don't do it. And all you see is him running back, opening the bottle, chugging it back, sitting down. And he's like, fuck! Fuck! And what happened was he didn't stop and think, right? Mm-hmm. All he did is he went off, like, just moved, like he just went. He just went, grabbed it, chugged it back, and immediately he knew that he fucked up. And that's kind of what I did so many times with opiates.
Dude.
And even her, she was like, I've done that so many times. Like, yeah, you just do it. So you gotta stop and think before you do something like that. Don't just go and do something, stop and think about it.
Yeah, it'll pay off long run. It's gonna be some hard decisions, but you guys just slow your brain down a little bit, think about what you're doing, and you'll be good to go.
All right, cool. So hopefully this helped again. We'll see you all in the next video.